Well, it's a beautiful evening. Washing's out. Dog's asleep. Just had a barbecue. And the wife's doing a car boot sale tomorrow, so I'm going to stay home and I'm going to brew a Guinness. Now it's based on the recipe from Brew Day, but I've bought the ingredients myself, so it's not from one of their kits. And I'm just going to go and prep for tomorrow. So there's my kettle. Some of my rollers. I'm going to wheel it indoors, fill it with water to the desired amount, and do my acid addition, just get it to the right pH. And then I'm going to weigh all my ingredients for tomorrow morning, where I will see you again. So have a lovely evening, people, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this brew day. I'll try and make it a grained glass. I can't guarantee that because I usually forget, but we'll see how we go. Right, take care, peeps. See you later. Right, so I've done my water additions. I've weighed them out. I've got my water in the kettle, and I've done my acid addition. I've weighed out my grains, slightly under what I wanted, so I think that I was given a short measure, but I didn't. I had some bags with the right amount in that I'd ordered, and I just tipped them in and didn't look. And then at the end, when I had a look at the total, it was let out from what it should be. So I don't know where that's gone wrong, but it's going to be drinkable anyway. It's just maybe not have the ABV, but that's fine with me because that way I can drink what I want to drink. Right, so I've done a few alterations to my system tomorrow. I don't know if you've seen on a previous video, if you've watched them, that I was using this flexible arm, which is pretty good. So far I've managed to clean it all right. I should imagine it is going to be difficult in the future to keep it spotlessly clean with all these little ridges, but so far so good. I'm quite meticulous with my cleaning, and I've kept it clean. So I use it for recirculating my mash, which is absolutely easy because you can bend it wherever you want and you can trickle it down. I haven't got like something that filters around the whole bed because I'm doing brew in a bag. It's a huge volume of water to the grain, so it's not like I've got a tight mash where I'm having to trickle it all over so that I get an even distribution, because so much water in there it filters through quite easily. But when it comes to doing the whirlpool in clear water, straightening this arm out, bending it down, facing it the right way so it's spin around nicely, it has worked, and I've had a nice hop cone usually around here. My chiller goes this area, and then I get a lovely hop cone over here, and that's been great because the outlet is down the bottom there. But when it's full of wort and everything's really hot, it's hard to be certain it's facing the right way. So I bought a Brewzilla whirlpool arm, and basically I checked it earlier and it sort of works. I'm going to hook it down behind the outlet, and so it's behind the outlet, and then I got a quick disconnect here. So I'm thinking, even though I can't see, if I feel down until it's hooked behind the outlet, and then it goes here behind the top tap, and I can connect my quick disconnect to it, which, by the way, fits perfectly on here, but doesn't tighten up. The levers here do not tighten up properly when it's on here. So there's a slightly different manufacturing process. So I don't know whether Brewzilla have specific cam locks, or whether generic ones don't work on their stuff. I mean, you've been there with other things where they make it so it's just says Festool hand tools, only Festool bits will fit into Festool drills. So I don't know if it's a case of that, or whether it's slightly dodgy machining. Come from AliExpress. Did it come from? No, it didn't. It come from Brewkeg Tap. So it should be all right, but I've checked it and it still seals, even though the these arms don't close down tight. It's still sealed. I'll give it a run and it's fine. So that will determine a really good whirlpool. I've checked it and it does spin nicely and it takes the guesswork out of it. So this arm here, this flexible arm, I will simply just use that for recirculating my mash, and then I'll disconnect the pipe and connect it to this one, and then that'll be my whirlpool. My grains are weighed out. There they are. They were slightly short. They were fine when I was measuring out my base grains, and then when I went to the speciality grains, I'd ordered the right amounts. Whether I was a little bit shortchanged on those, I'm not sure, but I didn't look until the very end, and I was slightly down, but it'll be okay, I think. I can't alter what it's my values in Brewfather because I don't know which grains I was short of. It's either the barley or the roasted barley. I'm not sure which. But yeah, I'm sure it'll taste fine. I won't notice. I have pretty much zero taste anyway. So yeah, my water additions are done. Going under here. It's not a huge amount in there. And there's my bag all ready to go. Protafloc ready to go. I've put in a Camden tablet in the water. So any chloramines that are in there will be gone. And I will join you tomorrow for my brew day. You guys have a nice evening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the footage. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Morning, my lovelies. So I'm about to mash in. You've seen this a million times before, so skip through. I got my water additions in here, which I'm going to just chuck in with grain. Just so mash in nice. Find that if I put it in early, it tends to separate a bit. So here we go. Give it a bit of a shake. Got a trusty whisk and mash in. With it being full volume mash, I don't really have any issues with dough balls because using the whisk to break it up as it goes, and there's so much liquid there, everything gets wet. Most of my brews fit into this stock pot, the grain bill, so it's quite handy. If it's I'm a bit concerned about any dough balls appearing, I sometimes jug it in at the beginning, use a little jug and tip it in. I think the secret is to keep the whisk moving, break it up as it falls in. Nearly there. I'm in a different brew space than normal. This is sort of my bar area eventually. So very much a work in progress. Basically just the back of the half of the garage. I've partitioned it off. Used to be really small, so I couldn't really brew in here. But I've made it. It's about 8 foot by 10 foot, I think. And yeah, hopefully it will be a good space to brew in, to sit down and have a beer in at some point. My wife said she's not really keen on spending any time in it. It suits me. It'll be my little space. Right. As you can see, it's mixed in lovely. Right. Recirculating pump in there. Open the taps. When you're controlling your flow, I'm sure you will know this anyway, control it on the outlet tap. It's a magnetic pump, so it won't hurt the pump, restricting it on the outward flow. You don't want to restrict the inward flow. Right, so there's a nice little trickle. The mash is so thin, there's not really an issue with it tracking through the grain. Just put it just under the surface so you're not losing too much heat. My controller's set to my mash temperature. It's just dropped a little bit below 66. It's on 65.6, so that's close enough. I'll be up in a sec. Heater will kick on. There we go. So I'll leave that for 60 minutes. I'll set the timer in brew father and I will be back. Right, that's mash complete. My pH was a bit low. It's the second time that's happened, so I'm guessing it's always been spot on before with a brew father calculation, so I'm guessing that my water profile has changed a little bit from the tap. So I'm going to have a look at that and see where we are with it. And next time I'll allow with my phosphoric acid. I'm just going to take a pre-boil gravity reading, or sample for a gravity reading. Enough. Stop pump. Save ready. I'll put on my elements, start bringing it to a boil. Alter that programmer, bring it up to 102. Some people have said my boil is too vigorous, but with the elements I have, one doesn't get me to a proper rolling boil, so I have to run the two. I'm going to alter the system one day, but I can't warrant it at the moment. I'd rather have it slightly too vigorous and just allow for a bit more boil off than not having it boiling enough. Right, this is a tricky bit. I've got to get out my pizza tray that I use to protect the bag from the element. Quite easier than expected. Before things get too crazy, I'm going to get this one in the right place. Locked in. I was hoping that would drain out a little bit. There we go. That's that one on as tight as she'll go, all locked in. Right, I'll bring her up to the boil and I'll give you a quick peek at the rolling boil I have when it's there, and I'll take my volumes, pre-boil volume, and we'll get on for that 1 hour boil. Right, I'll see you in a bit, people. Just about to start a boil by the look of it. Like a good hot break going on. Plenty of foam on the top. Just about to start. Get my got my 60-minute edition here. It's the only hop edition. And this is, oh, it smells quite nice actually. I haven't got it in the book at the moment. It's on Brew Power, which I can't look at because I'm using the phone to record. Boil's just starting. Come on then. There she goes. Quite a simple brew, this one. Really good hot break happening. Don't know if you can see it from there, looks like you can. That's what you want. There she goes. Right, set the timer for an hour and I will see you guys soon. Right, it's a boil complete. I'm whirlpooling. Seems to be spinning okay. My pre-boil gravity was miles down, and I'm gonna put that down to the low pH and not a very good conversion. I'll do a post-boil gravity sample in a minute. Boiled off about the expected amount. Yeah, so not 100% successful, but again, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm going to have a look at this pH. My pre-boil gravity miles down. So yeah. Well, next video will be me drinking it, I should imagine. I'll see you in that one. Take it easy, guys. Hello my lovelies, right, this is that Guinness I've just brewed. I said I would do a grain to glass and I actually remembered to. I was having issues with the pH. I have done the last two brews, well the Guinness brew and I brewed a bitter beforehand and that one as well. This one, the pH, I was aiming for 5.47 and it came out at 5.04, so miles away, outside of the comfort zone. And it affected my efficiency, and I only got 3.2%. It was around 4.5 it was supposed to be. So I was a bit peed off about it. I bought some of a base malt from a malt miller. I just bought 25 kilos of base malt and 2 brews and it gave me low pH. So I thought I need to do something here, sort out what is the problem, whether it's me or it's my water. I checked my water profile and it was a slightly bit different. I went on to Southwest Water, looked at what they're giving, and it was only a minute amount of difference. But I entered the new figures into Brewfather anyway, and I brewed what I'm going to develop as my house pale ale. And I brewed that this Saturday with the malt miller grain. And I used Mango Madness, which is a Kvike or Kvike yeast. It's finished, it's done. I'm just cooling it to 14 to dry hop, and then after 24 hours I'll crush cool it. So that's a quick turnaround, but the numbers on that were absolutely spot on. They were really, I was like, oh, it's not me after all. So I'm going to brew exactly the same beer again, possibly not this weekend, coming the weekend after, with the grain I'm having issues with, and see if it is the grain, or whether my tap water had thrown a wobbly, or whether I'd thrown a wobbly somewhere, and I'll see where it goes. And if it is the grain, I mean, this beer, I'll get to that in a minute, is not awful. So if it is the grain, I will just have to maybe not put my phosphoric acid adjustment in, because it's lowering it by about 4 points. So I could be where I want to be without putting it in, basically. So it could be like the malt's a bit acidulated, I think that's the right word. Yeah, so I will keep you posted on that one. Might do a grain to glass on that, at least a brew day anyway. I'm sure these are problems other people do have occasionally. So let's get on to this beer. tastes like a stout. It looks like a stout. Head retention ain't all that at the minute, but I actually only brewed it on the 23rd of June, so about 4 weeks ago. It was in the fermenter for about 3 weeks. So it's not had long to carb up, and I overfilled the keg, so I'll have to drink a few. I think I always find it gets better carbonation if I've got a couple of litres missing in the keg. Sciencey stuff, I'm assuming. But what my limited taste tells me, it's quite smooth. I'm putting that down to, it was obviously poor conversion of sugars, and I don't know whether I put any longer grain sugars in there. Probably not, because I mashed it at normal temperature. But for 3.2% you can't really tell. It's got coffee to it. It's pretty much what I would expect from a stout. Maybe slightly thin, but I'm not surprised at that. But it's not noticeably. I think it's something you could drink a lot of, and at 3.2% that'd be fine. Yeah, that's not a drain pour. That's a keeper, I think. Maybe not one to go on the rebrew list like that, but last time I made it, it was absolutely banging. This time, it's passable, but I wouldn't say banging. And I could drink it on school night. Right guys, that is a complete grain to glass for you. And I hope you enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments if you didn't, or if you did. And any constructive criticism you have, be welcomely received. Alright, you take it easy and stay safe out there. Bye.